Chapter 5 Season 3 has been out for around a day now, and many people are still asking me the question, where should I land? Well, I spent the last day searching for some new broken POIs in the new desert biome, and I found 5 locations which you guys are going to want to consider being your drop spot. I'm going to share all of them in today's video, and I'm keeping the best until last, so I hope you do enjoy. If you do, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, check me out on Twitch, and without further ado, let's get straight into POI number 1. Okay, so starting off with spot number 1, I'm going to call this place the Mini Rig. Now, this is located to the south of both Redline Ring and Brawler's Battleground, where it is at the bottom of the map. As you guys can see, it is basically a dock POI. Now, what we've got here is a combination of good loot, which includes around 20 chest spawns and 10 slurp barrels. As you guys can see, there's 2 slurp barrels right as you come into the entrance, as well as a chest spawn in this main building. From there, if you rotate over to the left-hand side, you guys will see some more floor loot spawns, and again, a lot more metal, which you guys can farm up to get some resources. Obviously, having max metal is a key thing. Now, you can also find 3 slurp barrels in the back of that crate there, meaning you're already on 50 shield. From here, there is again more floor loot and another 2 barrels, which you guys can use, 3 barrels, sorry, which you guys can use to increase your shield, meaning you're already up to 80 shield. Again, like I say, there is lots of metal resources around, as well as around 20 chest spawns to get you guys up to max HP. And as well as this, any shield which you do find out of chests or anything can be held in your inventory and kept to spare. And the reason for this is because not only are there all slurp barrels which you guys and your teammates can use, but there is a slurp truck at the bottom here which will get you guys all the way up to 100 shield. So effectively, any shield which you do get, you're able to keep, which will be really good in games where you need to trade Storm Surge, for example, as you will have lots of shield left over. So next up for the second POI, I want to talk about Lovely Lodge. Now, this has 8 chest spawns and a bunch of floor loot spawns, which makes it a great POI to not only land at in solos, but in duos as well. As you guys can see, there is lots of different opportunities to get your metal up, as well as, like I've said, multiple buildings to loot from, including a main lodge here, obviously what we call Lovely Lodge, and obviously the 2 different stations over here. So you have one building with more chest spawns in there, and another building to the right hand side. There's also cars to rotate out with in ranked, but obviously will not be there in competitive. But you guys can over rotate to the fire portal over here, which will obviously send you in a rotation towards Redline Rig if you guys wanted to contest over there for the medallion. So it's very, very easy. From there, you can also rotate over to this building complex here, or rotate to the north hand sides toward the Nitro domes. There's lots of different rotation routes out which you guys can take, but all in all, it's just a very safe and low-key drop spot. I only think you'll be conned by one team maybe in duos and possibly a couple people in solos, because it is a relatively low-key drop spot, and I think it could be a little bit of a hidden gem when it comes to this season. So now moving on to the third drop spot, which I'm going to show you guys for today's video. I don't think it needs much introduction. It is of course the Nitro Dome. Now, this is probably the most OP POI in the game this season. Starting off, there's going to be a total of 27 chest spawns as well as 5 slurp barrels available. But the key reason that everyone is going to be landing here is because of the guaranteed infinite ammo medallion. Now, just think about how OP this could be for a team if they are on the height in an endgame, they have infinite ammo in that medallion, or if a team as a solo has infinite ammo, you can effectively just spray your opponent and win every single fight as a result of that. There is also a vault here to get your loot up, and as well as great metal, as pretty much the entire POI is made out of metal, so you're pretty much guaranteed full metal, both you and your duo, as well as lots of different rocks which you guys can form up, which are fast farming rocks. Obviously, we know that these rocks are fast farming, meaning just a single one of these rocks is likely to comfortably get you over 100 stone, and there's multiple of these located all the way around the POI, as well as these trees that can also give you good mats. So not only are you going to come out with insanely broken loot with infinite ammo on it, but you're also going to come out with lots of mats and shield left over. Overall, the Nitro Dome is just an incredibly good POI, but you do have to be prepared that you are most likely going to be contested by lots of opponents. So the fourth POI I want to show you guys is known as Megalow Depot. Now, this is located in between Brutal Beachhead and Redline Rig, and it's a little oil farming gas station building complex. Now, as you guys can see, the main house which you're going to want to land at is this greenhouse over here. Now, the reason for this is because there is a couple floor loot spawns, 1 up here and 2 on the floor down below, and there's also a chest which spawns in the top of the building complex up here. From there, once you've looted this building, you guys can then spread out across the rest of the POI and loot this main little floor spawn section here, as well as a few floor spawns down there and on the other side of this section. But the key reason which I like this drop spot so much is that if you guys have just landed, you can immediately immediately go and rotate and farm some fast farming mats. Every single one of these trees gives you around 60 wood minimum if you farm it correctly, and these bricks give you a lot of stone when also farmed correctly. So it just allows you, I mean, you guys can see we've already only farmed 2 trees and some brick, and we already have over 200 mats. As well as that, there is of course lots of metal resources spread around the POI which you guys can harvest to make sure you have max metal, and a car spawn here if you guys are playing ranked where you can use the cars. Once you have looted the entire of the depot, you can then rotate from Megalow depot over to the Oasis section over here. I'm going to hop on a bike for speed, but as you guys can see, there's again more fast farming mats on the left hand side here. So each one of these trees gives you 70 wood or so. Then you can farm up the stone, and as you guys can see, we haven't spent much time farming whatsoever, but we've already got around 300 mats. Then you can rotate over to the depot where there is yet again more wood, more stone, and you'll already have max metal from your drop spot. But here, most importantly, you can break this and get the fishing rods. With the fishing rods, you can then fish for more loot or different floppers and obviously shieldfish, which you guys can then use and hold later in the game. Okay, so I've saved the final POI, which I believe to be the best for last. Now, this is the Dam Bridge, and I think this is possibly the hidden gem of drop spots this season. It's most likely where I'll be landing. Starting off, you have a chest on top, then you can hit the zip line to go down below, and instantly you're going to find 2 shield barrels here on the left hand side, which will immediately give you 20 shield if you didn't already get some out of the chest. From there is a metal source right here and a tree which you can farm up, as well as again some fast farming brick on the left hand side, as well as these other palm trees. Wherever you're landing, you want to keep an eye out for these palm trees, like I've said, because they give you 70 wood to a few of them palm trees, and you will already be capped wood. As you guys can see, there is a lot more loot spawns all around. Not only do you have all this area to the bottom here, and you are going to likely be contested by maybe one player here, but people will also land the windmill section to the right hand side. So once you've looted or wiped the player off spawn, you can then push over there to the windmill section. As you guys can see, there's lots of floor loot around, and again, all of these railings can be farmed for metal if you guys need to get to capped metal. It's around 15 for each one you farm, sometimes a little bit less, or around 13, sorry. So if you continue to farm up all of these railings, again, you're going to get capped metal. So again, this place is really good for mats, and you have those guaranteed slurp barrels, and in total there is 12 different chest spawns which can spawn here, as well as like over 50 floor loot spawns. The amount of floor loot in this place is absolutely insane for such little POI. You guys can see that I've only looted like 2 or 3 chests, and already we've got a great setup which we could go and then W key, hop here over the zip line. There's not much loot in this building, so don't bother landing this side. You always want to make sure you're landing that side over with the chest and the slurp barrels, and then from there we could push over to the windmill POI and third party this fight, which would have been happening between the players that land here off spawn. So guys, now I have shown you all the new 5 drop spots which I've found from the new desert biome in the new season. Please do let me know in the comments down below which one of these 5 drop spots you're choosing, or if you have found your own drop spot where you guys will be landing this season. Like I've said, for me, I think mine is going to be the Dam Bridge, as I feel this is the strongest POI. If you have enjoyed today's video, please make sure you've dropped a like and subscribe, as we're on around 11,500 subscribers, and only 3% of you guys are actually subscribed to the channel, so just double check you are. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. That's been all from me. Peace out.